mental image here. What if I walked in here this morning and I was in a pair of swimming trunks and nothing else? Didn't have shoes on, no shirt, nothing. I was like, okay, here I am. We're going to talk. That'd make a lot of you feel very awkward, wouldn't it? I know I'd feel awkward, but it wouldn't matter, right? It wouldn't matter that I'm comfortable enough to do that. I've made you feel awkward. So if I treated you as an equal, no, believe me, I've seen myself in the mirror. No, I wouldn't be treating you as an equal. Okay. Another one that I want to talk about, one of my favorite physical needs that I'm going to back up and mention because it's one of my favorites, is there another physical need that we all need? Come on, guys, it's 8:30. I know what it is.
Love.
Love, no. That's an emotional need, but you're on the right track. Sleep. Who said sleep? That guy right there. You're my friend. Okay. Sleep. It's 8:30 in the morning. You got drugged into the auditorium to listen to a guy you've never met in your life talk about some kind of social institution like equality. Okay? What about a place to sleep? Safe place to sleep. Right?
Some people can sleep anywhere.
Yeah, well, some people can. Yeah. My wife swears I can sleep in the middle of an interstate. She does. She swears
somebody
I
here
can fall asleep
like that.
If I'm tired, I can. I'm gone. Sorry. I'll tell you right now. But anyway, the reason I wanted to jump into the mental components, the safety and things like that, next on the list is love and affection, things like that. All of these things are what establishes our baseline as human beings and gives us a basis for which we build fairness. Now, I told you I was going to jump back into fairness, but I'm here to talk about equality. But I'm just going to touch on fairness for just a minute. Fairness are those things that we talk about and do that is based on factors that are within our control. Okay? So, what's your name right here, dear, on the corner? What's your name? Gracie. Okay? What's your name, sir?
Alex.
Alex. I know nothing about Gracie or Alex. Okay? But let's say that Gracie is the type of person that she comes to school and she listens to, what's your name?
Jim.
Jim. Mr.
Birchfield.
Mr. Birchfield. Okay? Have you got a class here?
Somewhere.
Okay, all right. Okay. So let's say Gracie comes in and she listens to Mr. Birchfield. Mr. Birchfield is saying, "Okay, guys, we got a test tomorrow. You better get ready." Gracie comes in. She's got her notebook out. She's got her highlighter. She's got her textbook. She's got her tape recorder. She's got her video recorder. I mean, she looks like CNN getting ready to do an interview with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there and she's like, "All right, Mr. Birchfield, let's do this." And everything he says gets recorded, buddy, and she's writing down stuff like that. And then, I'm sorry, I forgot your Alex? Yeah, I did. And let's say Alex is sitting over there. Mr. Birchfield's going over the notes. And I'm just picking on you guys. Alex is sitting over there. He met Janie. The most wonderful human being he's ever met in his life. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's intelligent, she makes him laugh, she plays video games with him. All these wonderful things. She likes the same type of pizza. Life is wonderful. There is no such thing as Mr. Birchfield right now. We're sorry, Mr. Birchfield, you've ceased to exist. And then that night they go home, and Gracie goes home, man. She plays back the video, she goes over her recording, she goes over her notes, and she commits it to memory. Alex says, "I should study, but Janie's texting me. She wants to go get pizza and play Call of Duty. This is going to be great." And then before he realizes, he goes, "Oh man, it's 4:30. Janie, I'm going to have to get you home or I'm going to be a dead man. And I've got a test in 4 hours." The next day they come in, Gracie blows the test right out of the water, no problem. Alex, the teacher looks at his test and goes to Grady and says, "Well, you spelled his name right." All right. Okay. Now, would it be equal or fair? Let me not ask that question like that. Would it be fair that Gracie made an A, so we should give Alex an A? Or would it be fair that because Alex made an F, we give Gracie an F?
No.
No. That's an obvious answer, guys. No. Why? We're talking about equality here. Why is that not right? Sorry, say it one more time. Really? He didn't put in the effort, right? There's some factors that were within their control that were either expounded upon, Gracie really went to the distance, or some factors that were completely ignored. So it's not fair. They're still human beings. They were still provided the same equal opportunity. They were on the same equal ground. You know, Mr. Birchfield didn't walk over and say, "Hey, Gracie, come here. Here's the test tomorrow. And Alex, I'm going to give you a completely different test. Good luck." You know, this was left over from my history 4,000 in college. Good luck. You know, so, okay, whatever. They were on the equal playing field. But because she did something that he didn't, she made a better grade. So that's how fairness and equality kind of complement each other. It depends on how you use what you are given. It doesn't mean that Alex is any less of a human being than Gracie because he made let's say an F on his test and she made an A+ because she even got the bonus question right. It doesn't change that. So that's what I mean by equality provides us with that baseline. That's one of the examples. When we're discussing fairness in society, and I know there may be some of you that don't watch a lot of news, but we see a lot of this being talked about. Are you guys talking a lot about in your classes about what's going on in the news over racism and things like that? Any of this, you know, tearing down of the monuments and things like that? Are you guys watching this stuff on the news? You guys are hearing about it, I'm sure. Okay? There's a lot of people are having this debate between what's fair and what's equal, okay? But equality is still there. It's just whether or not it's being recognized. Okay? Now, I want to go back to these mental aspects, because there is one main thing about respect and fairness that ties them together naturally. The fact that I recognize you as a human being and you me creates something in our minds that is very important to us, okay, that goes above. It kind of plays very well into safety. It plays into love and affection. It plays into our mental needs. And that is the fact that if I'm treating you as a human being the same way you treat me as a human being, we are establishing what between one another? Somebody give me an answer. Who said that? You need to pass this class forever. Okay? Respect. First try. We're establishing respect. Why is respect so important to us? That's a rhetorical question. We all know why respect is important to us. Because it establishes that baseline that you're seeing me the same way I see you. As soon as we start ignoring that respect, we are ignoring fundamental qualities about ourselves as human beings. Right? Just like you guys want to be respected by your teachers, but ask yourself a question. And I'm not picking on you guys, but you have to ask yourself this question. Anytime there's a matter of respect involved, am I giving them something to respect? Just like the teachers. You guys, when you guys are dealing with a student, you know, am I being respectful to their needs? Right? Because you as teachers, I know, I worked in Knoxville for a little bit, and I know it's hard to see those needs sometimes. And the students will jump up and just go up in arms, and we're trying to figure out, well, what have I done to disrespect this student or whatever, and then the parents are up here and everything else. Respect is a two-way street. It requires certain recognition of baselines between the interaction between two people. If I'm a student and I walk up, and pick on Mr. Birchfield again, if I'm one of Mr. Birchfield's students and I walk up to him and I just slam my test down on his desk, I'm like, what the blankety blank do you think you're doing giving me a blankety blank F on my test? And he says, well, you didn't blankety blank study. You know? And that would be, sorry, Mr. Birchfield, that would be him giving you the same respect you gave him. But now, if you walked up to Mr. Birchfield and you said, Mr. Birchfield, man, I thought I had this down. I thought I understood what you were talking about. I thought I understood that. What can I do to do better the next time I have a test? Mr. Birchfield is going to take his time out of his day and he's going to stop and say, hey, you know what? I think you had a problem here. I think you might have misunderstood me there. And he's going to work with that person. And that establishes that respect. And once that respect is established, it comes into play. Oh, Lord. Now, I promised you, I've got just a few minutes left, so I promised you that I was going to marry these two concepts together. All right, because when you look at it at face value, equality and fairness seem to be two completely different realms, right? Because if we're considering all things equal and we're looking for this solid baseline, irregardless of personal factors or the things about us, our race, our color, our race, our economic status, our sexual orientation, our whatever, that's not equality. Equality doesn't care about those things. Equality is blind to those factors. Whereas when we look at fairness, okay, fairness looks at our talent. Fairness doesn't care whether those things either, but it's based on your ability. But then you come back over here and you go, but wait a minute. If neither one of them care about those things, how does fairness function with equality? Fairness functions with equality because fairness protects the respect established within equality. Okay? Now I know, I'm going to explain that. Fairness protects the respect of equality. And that's how they support each other. Because without that mutual respect, equality doesn't exist. And if equality doesn't exist, we do not have a baseline as a community, as a school, as a society, as a planet. We don't have a baseline to work off of to help each other, to, one of my favorite words that I learned recently, reproach one another, which means to correct each other. You know, you can correct each other respectfully. Your teachers do it all the time, right? No, you did this wrong because of this. Okay? Because that's important, right? You know, if somebody's wrong, we need to say, hey, you're wrong. That's what our basis of laws is based off of. Law is based off equality. Okay? Fairness is based off of talent, merit, ability. So this is the phrase that I came up with to marry these two concepts together to hopefully get you to understand equality a little bit better. And that is, it's only fair that we give each person equal respect that is due all human beings. Okay? And it is so important to our characters that we maintain this equality, that we maintain this recognition of this baseline. Because as soon as we start ignoring that baseline, we are ignoring each other as human beings. And I told Vicki, I warned her before I did this, that I usually try to end my talks on a more positive note. And I don't want this to be totally depressing or anything like that. But I feel like it's something that needs to be said. From the day we're born, we're going to do all kinds of stuff. And every person in here is going to have a different life. Okay? We're going to go into different jobs. We're going to have different incomes. We're hopefully going to have different spouses. We're going to have children. We're going to drive different vehicles. And there's going to be all these factors that are going to be completely different in every single one of our lives up to one point. Because there's going to be one day that we're all equal. And it's that day that we're lying on our deathbed. Fairness is played all the way up to this part. What type of effort have you put forth? What type of things have you done? But equality will come to a true realization the day that you're on the deathbed. Because one of my favorite movies is, everybody seen Gladiator? Who in here has seen Gladiator? Love that movie. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor, watch it. There's this one part in the movie, Maximus, the main character, he's having a conversation with a friend of his. He says, death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. And it's a really powerful statement when you think about it, because it tells you that when it's time to go, all that other stuff that you have or did or wanted doesn't matter. It matters how you treated other people. It matters whether or not you were equal with other people. If you established that baseline with other people. If you respected other people. Because another job that I had while I was going through college, I'm going to share with you that story. When I was going through college, I was a CNA. A lot of my family are LPNs and nurse practitioners and RNs and stuff like that. And so my brother and I, we figured, hey, no matter where we go to college, we can do a job as a CNA, a nursing assistant. So we went and got our certification, and I worked in some nursing homes while I was through college. I'm going to tell you right now, We took care of some people that, according to the information that we had access to, that they didn't treat people with equality. They didn't treat people with respect. They weren't fair with other people. And I'm telling you, one of the most depressing things I've ever seen in my life is to watch somebody have to take their last breath with nobody standing there but strangers. And we were there for them because it's our job. But we were there for them the best we could be. But you could tell that they needed that something else. But at that point, it was too late. They ignored that baseline. They ignored that idea of equality. They ignored that idea of respect. And they had to face their final moment completely alone. Right now, you guys have every opportunity in the world to avoid that. And it's by simply recognizing that I'm a human being and that you're a human being. We have the same exact needs, but we are beautifully different people. And we have to see that beauty in each other. We have to see those differences as positive things. We have to look at our fellow human beings as someone that we would like to be. Not in an envious way, but every single person you interact with has something about them that makes them them and not you. And we should look at those things as things of beauty in one another. We shouldn't use them as a basis of discrimination. We shouldn't use those things as a basis of hatred. We should look at those things as a reason to embrace each other and achieve this idea. Touching it again. Easy.
Careful.
Of equality. Thank you.